June 2024, nationwide protests broke.
The High Court has declined to stop an impeachment motion against Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua.
We've seen it in the education system, yes. The chaos that are ongoing in the CBC program. Here in the Ministry of Health, do we want also to go in that direction if we are not managing the transition that we are in carefully?
Members of Parliament grill Health Cabinet Secretary Deborah Barasa and Social Health Authority officials over Social Health Insurance Fund rollout. And
I am pleased to join you today for the launch of the Kenya Wildlife Service Strategic Plan that will cover 2024 to 2028.
Kenya Wildlife Service unveils its 2024-2028 strategic plan meant to support Kenya's wildlife protection. Viewer, welcome on board from wherever you're watching us from. This is TV47 and News Now, our afternoon's broadcast from Nairobi, Kenya. My name is Moige. Let us keep you informed. The High Court has declined to temporarily halt Parliament's efforts to impeach Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua for the time being. And in an attempt to delay the impeachment process, former UDA Secretary General Cleophas Malala hurried to court this morning, claiming that Parliament was not duly constituted due to its disregard for the gender rule. In his ruling, High Court Judge Bahati Mwamuye said the matter shall be mentioned on the 7th of October, the year 2024, for further directions or issuance of orders. Judge Mwamuye, however, certified the case as urgent as requested by the petitioners. Now, to health matters, the National Assembly's Departmental Committee on Health convened a high-stakes meeting today, seeking assurances from the Ministry of Health ahead of the rollout of the Social Health Authority, that is SHA, which is set to launch tomorrow, October 1st. Cabinet Secretary Deborah Barasa, alongside Principal Secretary for Medical Services Harry Kimtai and senior officials from the Social Health Authority, defended the ministry's preparedness amid intense scrutiny over what some members of Parliament have labelled as a rushed implementation.
Self-sustainable, autonomous system when it comes to health financing, and that is why we begin with this. So at the initial stages, yes, we have the treasury, but we envision that one time we will be self-sufficient. Equally for the 2.75, let us remember that only 2% of our population earn the high income. But most of us, or most of the people of Kenya, will not be able to afford. 80% will not be able to afford. So I'm thinking of the mother who's only giving 300 shillings and she gets a cesarean section for 32,000. I mean, this would be great news for her. Or someone in the village who goes for a total, hip replacement for 200,000, which they could not be able to raise. So I believe that we need to look at both extremes.
And in other news, Kenya Wildlife Service has launched its 2024-2028 strategic plan, setting the stage for a new era in wildlife protection and biodiversity conservation. According to KWS, the plan aims to strengthen Kenya's wildlife economy while fostering closer partnership with stakeholders. It outlines initiatives to maximize the socio-economic benefits of wildlife conservation, create jobs, improve livelihoods, and increase the country's foreign exchange earnings.
So Dr. Nkedianye, I'll come for some classes because my son Lemayan always asks if I know Masai, and I say Meti, hakuna kitu. So let's get started.
You what you desire and make all your plans successful. A quotation from Psalms chapter 3.
Elsewhere, religious leaders in Malindi, Kilifi County have urged political leaders to preach peace and unity to Kenyans. as well as set aside their political differences, which the clergy's claim is brewing divisions among Kenyans. Addressing journalists at St. Anthony Cathedral Church after a peaceful walk led by Father Ambrose Muli, the leaders urged President William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua to come together and dialogue instead of raising political temperatures among Kenyans.
Kwa hivyo sisi tunawaomba viongozi wetu hawa wawili waweze kukaa na kuelewana, na wabunge wawasaidie kuelewana, sio kuwatenganisha. Sisi Kenya tunataka umoja, tunataka ushirikiano. Hatutaki mambo ya kuzozana, manake tayari maisha ni magumu na watu wanaumia, na hatutaki mizozano hasa ya viongozi wale ambao ndio wakubwa kabisa serikalini. Kwa hivyo tunaomba wakae na wapatane.
Na tunavyoona kwamba leo Kenya inazozana, wale ambao wako juu kabisa wanazozana, na tunaamini kama viongozi wa madhehebu ya dini kwamba uongozi unatoka kwa Mungu, na kama unatoka kwa Mungu, basi hawa watu wawili sharti wamwangalie Mungu na waweze kuacha yale ambayo labda hayatoki kwa Mungu.
Tunasisitiza sana sana kwamba tuweke haki ndio tuwe na amani. Haki hutangulia amani. Mizozo yaliyoko sasa baina ya viongozi ni mizozo yatokea kila pahali, hata ndani ya majumba, mke na mume huzozana, mwisho wakapatana. Kwa hivyo hili si jambo ambalo litashtua watu. Hili ni jambo la mpito tu kwa muda fulani, na kila mtu ana haki kutangaza msimamo wake.
All right, now away from that story. The Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Labour, that is Shadrach Mwadime, has outlined that the government has established regulations, or rather strict regulations, to be followed by Kenyans seeking jobs in foreign countries. Speaking during the Labour Migration Conference and Job Fair, which brought together stakeholders from Germany, Mwadime mentioned that Kenyans traveling abroad will be required to follow the process set by government, including verifying the job they are going to undertake in the foreign country. A step, he says, will help ensure the safety of anyone traveling to those nations.
Kenyans who are going overseas will go overseas, but Kenyans always come back home. They come back to bring the knowledge back home. That is what Singapore did. The growth we are seeing in China was a result of brain gain. You go, you get the techniques. You go there, you learn how they make BMWs. You come back here, you set up Kenyan factories. We make our own BMWs.
We want our young people to be appraised properly in a comprehensive way concerning the job opportunities that are available in Germany. And this is as a result of the bilateral labor agreement that we signed with Germany recently, just about 2 weeks ago, that was witnessed by our President and also the Chancellor of Germany. And therefore, what we want to do is we want to appraise Kenyans that migration to Germany will take place in a very orderly, in a very organized, and in a very safe way.
My name is Asna, and I'm here at the Kenyan-Germany Fair, Migration Fair. I'm here to further my insights and knowledge on German immigration, because as we all know, there's a problem in job opportunities in Kenya. And as a young person, we are currently trying to set our feet in foreign countries to try and look for other opportunities. And in this expo, I am trying to get, maybe engage with future employers, agencies, and get insights on how to actually get to Germany and what opportunities are there for the Kenyan youth and specifically.
Now to matters diplomacy. In the celebration of the 75th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China, marked at the Embassy of China in Kenya at Nairobi, Prime Cabinet Secretary, who doubles up as the Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary, Musalia Mudavadi, highlighted that Kenya will continue with its deliberate efforts to foster good relations with China. Mudavadi stating that the relationship so far has been significantly beneficial. The Chinese ambassador to Kenya, Zhou Pingjian, emphasized that the relationship between China and Kenya aims to ensure development, particularly focused on improving the lives of its citizens. Mudavadi, echoing Pingjian's sentiments, stated that China is a key development partner for Kenya, seeking to invest in other economic sectors beyond the Belt and Road Initiative projects.
The Kenya government will take deliberate steps to facilitate Chinese private sector investment in other sectors of the economy beyond the Belt and Road Initiative projects. This is a deliberate move aimed at enhancing Kenya-China strategic partnerships and, most crucially, ensure that every aspect of bilateral cooperation will bring our peoples together through a people-to-people contact and collaboration. Presently, Kenya is investing significant resources in infrastructure development so as to unlock existing yet unexploited opportunities to create jobs and alleviate poverty, especially in rural areas.
Following the strategic guidance of the important common understandings between President Xi and President Ruto, China is committed to working with Kenya to deepen the China-Kenya Comprehensive Strategic Cooperative Partnership by pursuing the goal of becoming 3 types of partners. We should be sincere partners of mutual trust, firmly support each other in safeguarding national sovereignty and independently exploring development paths suited to their national conditions. We should be cooperative partners of mutual benefit and win-win results.
Now, as the implementation of the competence-based curriculum, CBC continues to face a myriad of challenges. Various stakeholders now lament on how the education sector has generally been affected, more so pertaining publication of CBC books. Kenya Publishers Association has called on the government to withdraw the 16% VAT on books, indicating how the taxation has affected the pricing of books. Mike Kagwongo reports.
According to Strathmore University Vice-Chancellor Dr. Vincent Ogotu, he opines that lack of clear guidelines on implementation of CBC has affected the publication of books, urging the government to urgently approve the guidelines.
I think publishers are right to complain that when curriculums are changed for them in the last minute, they don't have enough time to prepare the authors and prepare the books and publish the books. So I think better coordination could be done. I love the idea of competence-based curriculum in which people learn not just knowledge but skills and even values.
In a rejoinder, a section of renowned book publishers including Longhorn, Access and Souvenir among others have decried that CBC has primarily affected publication and sale of books in the country.
In the publishing industry, I would say there's a lot of dynamism. Things are changing quite often. Especially, you will find most of the publishers do educational materials. In the last 10 years, there had been a bit of stability, but since CBC started in 2017, there has been very frequent changes.
Waite washikadau wote, matibaa, wazazi pamoja na walimu na wale walio katika mchakato mzima wa uchapishaji, ili tuhakikishe ya kwamba tusiwe na mshike kila wakati kuhusu mtaala. Mtaala wenyewe ni mtaala mzuri kabisa, na tumeona ya kwamba wanafunzi wengi wameweza kunufaika katika mtaala huu, hususan katika masuala ya maongezi, katika masuala ya uandishi.
I felt like this is the best education culture I've seen anywhere in Africa, and I feel like people here are really interested, really keen about education. They are keen about learning, and they are very interested in finding different innovations in education.
Dr. Ogutu, however, urged writers and publishers to be creative so as to attract more readers.
Now, when I think of books, that's the same thing. Think of what you can do with words. And again, same example I'm telling you, make the words not just talk, make them growl, make them sing, make them dance.
Kenya Publishers Association KPA chairperson Kiarie Kamau called on the government to withdraw the 16% VAT on books, indicating that the taxation has affected pricing of books in the country.
The 25 notable authors, those creative writers, cutting across the literary genres so that we can reflect upon the writing that has been happening in Kenya and encourage much more creative writing to happen. One of the things that KPA is encouraging the publishing industry in Kenya to do is to invest in general reading materials.
Mike Kagwango, TV47, Nairobi.
All right, thank you so much, Chairman Mikey, for that story. Also, Machakos Governor Wavinya Ndeti has urged the community to take a firm stand against rising sexual violence in the county, expressing disappointment over the troubling reports. She called for swift and effective measures to curb these abuses. The county government is now focused on establishing permanent solutions, while the governor urged leaders to set aside political differences and work together. Governor Wavinya Ndeti stressed the urgent need to address the alarming rise in sexual violences, or rather violence, in Machakos.
Tulimpatia kura sio kwa sababu ya wale walikuwa karibu na yeye, sio kwa sababu alichagua nani awe karibu na yeye. Tulimpea kura hapa Mount Kenya kwa sababu yeye alijipendeza kwa wananchi hapa Mlima Kenya.
Hakuna vile mtaongojea viongozi sisi tujitoe kwa serikali ambayo inatusaidia, kwa sababu our own president has been there for us. Ametushughulikia, viongozi tumepatiwa, cabinet secretary tumepatiwa, principal secretaries tumepatiwa na viongozi wa.
Now, Stima Sacco is celebrating its 50th anniversary with outstanding achievements in service delivery, financial performance and members' empowerment. Speaking in Nakuru while launching numerous activities to mark the 50 years anniversary, Nakuru branch manager John Nyambu said the Sacco has walked the talk, supporting its members' dreams for achieving financial independence through reliable, accessible, affordable financial products and services.
Number CW015, please proceed to Tower 2.
Stima Sacco, as it is, started way back in 1974, and that means we are now celebrating 50 years of existence since inception. This is a Sacco whereby we serve or give service to customers across board. Right now we serve people across everywhere. That is, we have civil servants who are members, we have teachers who are members, we have the armed forces who are members, besides the energy sector, everybody, including biashara people. We've even introduced products for the small scale traders. Here we are talking about border people. We are talking about mama mbogas. All these people, they are our members. Mostly the biggest success to Stima Sacco is one, the governance. We have a very strong governance structure, of which this governance structure has helped us grow quite a lot. We had started initially with a very few members of about 5 members, that is 1974, but today as we speak, we have over 211,000 members who are served within Stima Sacco. And out of those 211,000 members, we have 12 branches spread across the country. The other aspect of success that has made Stima Sacco become the second largest Sacco in Africa today is that we have invested a lot in technology, as I've said. We have the best technological facilities or infrastructure that is helping us serve our members adequately.
To the world of sports, starting off the Kenya under